All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about crazy stuff in this particular report. A crazy rumor has begun, and it looks like it could be legitimate. So yeah, doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. Um, okay, so if this whole thing turns out to be a bogus story, I'm just going to blame Tony, the internet tiger, because he was the first one to send it to me. And other people are asking me, is this true? Tell me this. This can't be true. And I'm just like, I don't know if it's true. But when you read this article, you're thinking to yourself, okay, it could be true. All right. The headline is Alex Van Halen working with Steve Lukather on new Van Halen album. Yep, that's what it says. According to Alex Van Halen, there is no one who can do this process with me as well as he can, referring to Steve Lukather. This is being reported in a Dutch newspaper, and that it appears that Steve Lukather will be filling in for Eddie Van Halen. Now, let me scroll down here because it talks about some history between Steve Lukather and Eddie Van Halen. Of course, they were both friends. They both played on Beat It. They jammed on stage together. Eddie even played bass on Lukather's 1989 solo debut album, getting writing credits for the opening song Twist the Knife. The pair, again, would play together on Lukather's 2013 Christmas album, Sentimental. Eddie playing on Joy to the World. And so, yeah, there's definitely a history. It's no secret that Steve thought Ed was fantastic, and I'm pretty sure vice versa. It's funny how Lukather doesn't get the kind of guitar cred that Eddie still has, and that is certainly an injustice. First thing you want to do is put Toto into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's okay. So let me get to the story itself. A bunch of licks don't make a song, says Alex Van Halen. They're all little pieces. Alex then said that he had reached out to OpenAI about the potential for generating AI to analyze his brother's ideas and synthesize something from them. He says he had Robert Plant in mind to sing on them. What? So we're going to have what, Van Zeppelin now? I mean, just what is happening with this? As much as I think Dave is washed up, and apparently Sammy Hagar doesn't exist to Alex anymore. Like, Sammy is just we were in this band after Roth left. I don't remember much about that band, but good luck to whoever's still out there trying to make a living, meaning Sammy and Michael Anthony. No mention of Michael Anthony here, obviously. There was no reporting on who might front the band on this new Van Halen album. David Lee Roth last worked with Van Halen in 2012 for A Different Kind of Truth, which, according to this article, has had a troubled legacy. Roth did not like it. Okay, well, I think Roth, if the money was there, and being that it would be studio work, I think they could probably coax Dave into singing something without sounding like a lunatic, but I think you'd be far better off with Sammy Hagar at this stage. But based on my own informal polling, it appears that Van Halen fans like Dave more than Sammy, something like 2-1, which I don't know if it's fair to Sammy, but this is just a bizarre story. So essentially, they've got Lukather there to help put all this stuff together. There are a bunch of unfinished songs, melodies, lots of raw materials. Alex has already talked about this. Um, most of it was done post year 2000. He says it never became anything, but now perhaps its time may be near. Wow. So these must be some fairly well developed ideas, much like what Mitch Malloy did with the song that apparently was given to him. By the way, Mitch Malloy would be a reasonable singer for this project, but nobody ever talks about Mitch Malloy, which I think is kind of shameful. As far as I would say here, this looks kind of legitimate. It does look as though they might be working on something. And, Alex keeping this under wraps, would a version of Van Halen go out on tour? Maybe Alex doing his Randy Travis thing and just showing up at gigs and waving to people and saying, hey, it's Van Halen, look, right over there. And I'm sure he could find a drummer, or he would, choose a drummer that could perform this material, because it doesn't appear that Alex can do this. It didn't seem like he wanted to do anything having to do with Van Halen. So this is, this is classic Van Halen. Play everything so close to the vest that you think, okay, it's over. The franchise is done. He doesn't want to have anything to do with Sammy. I wonder what Sammy's reaction to this is going to be. Like, hey, over here, me, Sammy Hagar, I can still kind of sing. I'd love to be a part of this. But it appears that it would be Robert Plant singing on these before Sammy was even asked. I mean, he's not even thinking of Sammy Hagar. And he's obviously still mad at David Lee Roth for whatever. But yeah, a new Van Halen album in the year 2025. Probably wouldn't come out this year unless, they really got their act together. I bet you it would come out next year. And who knows? Maybe there will be a Van Halen 4. Like there was a Van Halen 3. Maybe there'll be a Van Halen 4. Maybe they can call Gary Sharon. There's a few options they have here. Robert Plant is just, that's really a bizarre choice, and I would say no to that. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure that old school Van Halen fans are going to try to keep up with this story. If I learn more, I will let you know. I'll put the link into the story. I think this story, though, is circulating all over the place, and I just figured I better put out a video. Not that I'm saying anything really special here, but yeah, Van Halen coming back after we thought the coffin was nailed shut. And it'll be interesting to find out if David Lee Roth is interested in being a part of this. My guess is if the money were there, Dave would be there too. That's my guess on this. But we'll keep you updated. The more I learn, the more I won't believe it. But the more we'll talk about it right here on the Harmless Dave channel. See you soon.